Life After Live unfolded for Kelly and Mark, not with a dramatic announcement, but with a quiet shift in the air, a subtle awareness that something familiar had ended and something undefined had begun. And in that space between applause and silence lived their unspoken anxieties about who they were becoming beyond the rhythm that had once structured their days. For years, mornings had come with purpose already assigned, scripts waiting, laughter scheduled, and an audience ready to receive whatever version of themselves was required. But now time stretched differently, asking questions neither of them had needed to answer before. Kelly felt it first in the stillness, in the way the house sounded when the day no longer rushed her forward, and she wondered whether momentum had been mistaken for meaning, whether the energy she had poured into being present for everyone else had quietly postponed moments of self-inquiry she could no longer avoid. Mark, in his own way, carried a different weight, shaped by reinvention and resilience, yet unsettled by the idea that stability can change form without warning, that a chapter can close even when it was never meant to end. Together, they navigated these uncertainties with a practiced ease that masked deeper questions, sharing jokes at breakfast, finishing each other's sentences, all while sensing that humor alone could not fully soften the vulnerability of transition. They spoke often, yet not always, about the things that lingered beneath the surface, the fear of becoming irrelevant, the anxiety of being seen differently, the quiet concern that stepping away from something so defining might also step away from a version of themselves they had come to rely on. Parenthood, once a grounding force amid chaos, now echoed back at them with new meaning, as their children's independence mirrored their own shifting identities, reminding them that life moves forward whether one feels ready or not. Kelly grappled with the loss of immediacy, the absence of constant interaction that had once fueled her creativity, and she questioned whether reinvention required distance from what had made her recognizable in the first place. Mark, reflective and steady, considered how growth often demands discomfort, how every meaningful role he had embraced came with the risk of letting go. Yet knowing this did not eliminate the unease that accompanied change. Their anxieties were not loud or dramatic. They lived in the pauses between conversations, in moments when one reached for reassurance without fully articulating the need for it, trusting the other to understand what words might complicate. They learned that shared history does not guarantee shared certainty, and that even the strongest partnerships must renegotiate balance when familiar structures dissolve. As public perception continued to frame their lives in polished narratives, they privately wrestled with the gap between expectation and experience, recognizing that gratitude and fear can coexist, that feeling fortunate does not negate feeling uncertain. Over time, they began to see this new chapter not as an ending, but as an invitation, though acceptance came slowly, shaped by reflection rather than confidence. Kelly discovered that creativity could exist without constant validation, that stillness offered its own form of expression, while Mark found reassurance in adaptability, in the knowledge that presence mattered more than platform. Together they practiced patience, allowing themselves to feel unsettled without rushing toward resolution, understanding that anxiety often signals growth rather than failure. Life After Live asked them to redefine success, not by visibility or routine, but by alignment with who they were becoming. And in facing that challenge side by side, they found a quieter strength, one built not on certainty, but on trust, on the belief that even when the path ahead remains unclear, moving forward together is enough to give the unknown a sense of purpose.